everybody. It's your boy Jay for real, and I'm here with OGG on XYZ Old Gen versus New Gen Sports Takes, man. And today we got a little bit of NFL, a tiny bit of college football, and some spicy takes for the NBA. Let's get it. What do you
Let's
got
go,
for us,
Hoopers.
man?
Right, man.
Hooper,
Austin
Hooper.
Hooper.
Austin
All right,
Hooper,
well,
man. So what game shall we
man.
start off with, man? Washington and Eagles or
Yeah,
Chiefs
let's
Bills?
talk about Washington Eagles, man. The
The
Commanders
Commanders. Hey,
and the Eagles.
man. Oh boy.
Commanders.
I ain't gonna
I'll
lie,
tell you
man.
what.
That was you know, they got belt BTA, man. BTA. That's all I'm gonna say. BTA. I kind of feel bad, but at the end of the day, I mean, the Eagles were obviously the best team.
The Eagles are tough.
You know what I mean?
Man, kudos to the Commanders for coming as far as they've
Coming as
had.
far, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, yeah. Salutes to them for
Yeah,
that because
I
who
mean
would have thought they
they
would
were
have made
legit.
it there?
Yeah,
Who would have thought they would have
uh,
made it like that? I'm not gonna lie. Jaden Daniels, special dude, man. He gonna be.
Cowboys didn't think so. Cowboys, what are you gonna do? I just got to throw that out. Cowboys, what are you gonna do?
You know what I saw?
Man,
I saw a podcast of Cam Newton talking about that the Cowboys were gonna tank for Arch Manning.
I thought the same thing. I saw the same thing.
Man, he
The
might be.
Cowboys are already tanking just on their own. They don't need to tank for Arch Manning. They self tank.
Yeah,
That,
they don't
that's
need. Yeah,
that's the reality of it, man.
yeah. I was like, they're what? They're
So
on track to be one of the worst in their division.
yeah, and that's in the same division with the Giants. We're barely a football team.
Hey,
We're talking about the Giants that didn't want Saquon Barkley. They'd rather pay Daniel Jones than Saquon Barkley.
hey, all I'm
They
saying,
mortgaged their future on Daniel Jones. Let that sink in. You mortgage your future on Daniel Jones.
yeah, but yeah.
I'm just saying, man.
How much did they pay him?
Daniel Jones,
Yeah,
anything over a pack of cigarettes is too much, man. And I don't even smoke. I'm just saying,
they about to have Shador though. They want to have Shador Sanders though.
man. That's probably there's probably only two teams I see Shadur Sanders fitting on, just because of his flash. I could see him being a Raider, right? But I could literally see Shadur being in the Big Apple just because of his personality. I feel like the Giants are a fit for his personality.
They told me the
He,
best
he
time I
he's
had you.
always
Perfect time, man.
anti Eli Manning. What time you got on Times Square?
We on that timing. So let me show that time
He's
on
on
time.
Times
Him
Square,
and Malik Neighbors would
man.
be tough. Him and Malik Neighbors would be tough though.
Yeah,
You can't even lie. Him
yeah,
and Malik Neighbors, Shador Sanders, Malik Neighbors on the same team is broken. Let's be real.
yeah. But I tell you what, the Eagles. I got to give a shout. You know who won the NFC Championship? The Philadelphia Eagles
Yeah.
management team. Their ability to draft players.
Yeah.
Um,
Drafting
I
players.
mean, it's insane. But year after year, let's break this down. Who thought Jalen Hurts would be this good? Everybody keeps talking.
I mean,
Everybody in the sports world needs to shut the hell up. And I got to tell you why. One, is it winning or is it stats? Because you get the same talking heads, not the ones like me that know it all, but the other guys. They bash Joe Burrow and say he don't win enough. He hasn't won.
yeah.
But then Jalen Hurts continues to win, and they're like, yeah, but he doesn't put up stats. Do you want a winner or do you want stats? Like the thing I love about Jalen Hurts, a lot of players, a lot of quarterbacks would complain if they were
Mahomes
at.
didn't even put up crazy stats this year, but he wins.
Well, Mahomes is the same way. Mahomes has already won, so he's already reached that level. But the fact that we have two quarterbacks that are in the Super Bowl, and I don't think Mahomes really cares about that. He just wants to win.
I mean,
And Jalen Hurts definitely doesn't care. If you told either of those quarterbacks you're going to throw for 135 yards and have a running back run for 210 and win the Super Bowl, would they care? They'd be like, "I'm good.
if
I'm good."
that's what wins us, then shit. I mean, I don't,
Yes, either of Mahomes. Like people can say what they want about Mahomes, and they can say what they want about Jalen Hurts, but I think we have two of the classiest quarterbacks in all of football heading to the Super Bowl.
yeah,
I'm not a fan of
no,
either team. I'm a Steelers fan, but I got to give a shout out because people talk about all the time about back in the day this, back. Man, we got two class acts. We're not talking about egotistical quarterbacks. Um, you haven't heard Mahomes talking yet about renegotiating his contract because the reality is already because he signed that big deal, he's already underpaid.
he
But
is.
I don't. He might do it eventually, but right now he ain't worried about it. But you have two organizations also that do such a good job at drafting players and identifying players. Um, you've got on the Eagles on their offensive
Man,
line, they have a tackle that was a rugby player, and I can't remember if he was a seventh round pick or a free agent, but he was a rugby player that they brought in. The center from Nebraska
yeah,
was a
I say
second or third round
they're
pick.
people who draft their on that. I don't know if I would say they're at the top because I feel like 49ers might got that when it comes to drafting, but I think those 49ers,
Right there
49ers and Eagles are right there. Like when it comes to like drafting
the
players.
49ers and Eagles was right there.
Yeah,
When you talk about the Eagles knew that their secondary was a weak spot, and you go out in one draft and get two corners
yeah, it's
that are
true.
just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
other teams can go 3 years without landing the right corner, and you get one in the first and the second round. Um, it's going to come down to coaching, I think. Well, let's skip the Super Bowl because I'll get too overhyped on that. I wanted to talk about the game themselves and Saquon Barkley,
Yeah, I was about to say,
who
what you think about that,
I think
Saquon?
I think Saquon Barkley right now. I think he should be the MVP.
15
I
carries,
think he should.
118 yards, and 3 TDs. Get that boy.
I just think all year,
What?
all year, I think all year he was the MVP. I think it's time that people start appreciating running backs again.
Yeah, I say,
You know,
I still think Lamar Allen deserved it though too. You know what I mean? Like, but I mean,
both of them are sitting at home.
yeah. You know what? You got me there. All right, but
I'm just saying, man, running. I feel like if you can't give the MVP this year to a running back, that has changed the fortunes of a really good franchise. But man, some of the plays he makes.
no,
Um,
he's insane.
if you can't do it with
But I
him,
don't know. I think the real key to the Eagles winning is gonna be all on AJ Brown.
if he decides he wants to play, yeah,
But yeah,
AJ Brown.
but
He,
Jaden Daniels balled out, man. I can't even be mad at it. Zach Ertz balled out versus former team.
Jaden Daniels, man,
Jaden
he is
Daniels,
clutch.
he even led him in rushing.
Yeah,
When you throw for
he
255 yards, you don't expect your quarterback to also be the one at rushing. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's wild.
So I think definitely the best team. Shout out to the Commanders.
Shout out to the Commanders, man.
Feel bad for the Lions. I think the Lions just got to get healthy next year. If you're a Lions fan, don't despair. You were in the same boat that the 49ers have been in the last couple of years with injuries. Football's a unique sport that way. You can get so many injuries, even with 22 players, because it's such a physical sport. You can get multiple guys that go down that affect everything.
Yeah.
Because I think a healthy Lions team is right there with the Eagles, and it would have been a hell of a game. I think the Eagles are the most loaded team. So if they're healthy going into the game, it's going to be a really fun thing. The Chiefs, of course, The Chiefs,
The Chiefs.
their coaching staff beat them. Let's be honest.
Everybody's all right. So for everybody that's been talking about, oh, you deriding, oh, like stop glazing the Chiefs. Man, the Chiefs were the better team. The Chiefs are better. They were better than the Bills. Okay, they outplayed the Bills. Not just not.
100%.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The refs this, refs that. Okay, yeah, I understand there were some calls. That happens with a lot of football. I understand that it's an excessive amount for the Chiefs. It was not like that for that game. It was a couple calls. At the end of the day, the Chiefs were the better team. Andy Reid outcoached the heck out of that team, man. You cannot sit there and tell me we watched the same game and tell me they didn't outplay them. Okay, you're saying, I hear people saying, oh, okay, but who deserved to win? That's not what I'm saying, who deserved to win. I'm saying who played better. The Chiefs played better.
The Chiefs deserve to win.
Yeah, they played better.
The Chiefs deserved it.
Oh, there was calls. There was calls that were missed. Okay.
The Bills need to figure out their identity too. The problem I have with the Bills is there's only one team in the NFL that can line up under center and get a first down the way they can. And the offensive line for the Eagles knows how to do it, but they're also the only team in the NFL that has a quarterback that squats 600 pounds and a running back behind him that's probably squatting 600 pounds that can put. They are built for that play.
Yeah.
They are unique. The Bills are a physical team, but not in the same way. Josh Allen's physical, not the same. Josh Allen's built like a tight end. Freaking Jalen Hurts is built like a 1980s fullback. A dude that can squat 600 pounds.
Yeah. Nah, you're not lying.
That's
fucking
that's
insane.
a whole different.
He's on a whole nother level.
Yes, every quarterback's got some unique traits, and that trait of Hurts you can't duplicate. You can't coach it. You can't teach it. He's. I think I don't know if it was his brothers or his dad. Like he was a power lifter. If you look it up, he was like into powerlifting at a young age. Like that's who he is.
Nah, you had to be if you're squatting 600 pounds.
Yeah. Yes, but he was in. I don't know if he got it from his dad, where it all came from, if he has a brother that was in it. But I know he was into powerlifting. So they're really unique that way. It's going to be a fun game. It was really close last time. I think we have the best rematch that we could have had.
That's true.
I think
I do hope. I don't even. Who do you want to win? Who do you want to win this?
The Eagles. I want Jalen Hurts to win. Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley, man. I didn't follow Saquon that much in New York, but I've seen more interviews from him. And man, those are just two good dudes, man. They just Saquon and Hurts. Like when you hear interview Hurts, I've known forever, man. That dude's all class, everything about him. I didn't know as much. Hadn't heard as many interviews about Saquon Barkley, and I just can't say a negative thing about the guy. So, and I have no disrespect for the Chiefs, other than I'd like to see another team win. But I ain't gonna
lie, it's getting to a point, dude. Like, Mahomes,
I
you got yours, man. Like you gonna get more down the line. He's not even 30 yet.
Yeah.
How many does he have right now? He has
3,
3, right?
Yeah. So I think they got to keep him away from 4.
Keep it. Nah, but for real though, like, bro, you about to get 4. You about to get 4 under 30.
I think there's a video out there right now with Princess Leia telling Jalen Hurts and Saquon, "Help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope."
You're our only hope, man. ABC, man. ABC. Anybody but the Chiefs. Don't let them win.
Anybody but.
Just because I was saying they played good does not mean I want them to win. Under no circumstance did I say I want the Chiefs to win, or am I going for the Chiefs?
It's going to be fun. The Eagles' defense is stacked. The Chiefs' defense doesn't get talked about enough. The Chiefs' defense is what's carried them, and the thing is, you have to be up late in the game, 2 scores to beat the Chiefs. That's the reality. And I'm not talking about the refs. I'm talking about Mahomes. Because if you're up 6, you're about to lose. I'm just telling you that right now.
Yeah.
If you're up 6 with 2 minutes to go and you don't hold on to the ball, the game's over. So you've got to know you can't let him have the ball back. You've got to be up 9 or more. So
Yeah.
Sirianni, be aggressive. Go for the throw. You just put up 55 points. I know that ain't the Chiefs defense, but you've got to be aggressive.
Gotta be.
And I agree. If I tell you what, if AJ Brown shows up and even if he gets frustrated later on and says, this is my audition for you to trade me. AJ Brown, go do it. Go put up 165 yards in the Super Bowl and ask for a trade.
Yeah.
Whatever floats your boat, but go out with a dub, a Super Bowl, and then ask for your trade, and you can go play for whoever you want to play for. Go play for the Raiders and lose and have some trash quarterback throwing you the ball. That's fine. Whatever floats your boat, man.
Whatever floats your boat.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah.
So that's all I got to say on the. I want to talk more next week about the Super Bowl. I think next week I'll dig a little deeper. We'll talk about some more specific details.
Let's go on.
But I love the match.
Yeah, I love the match. Good matchup. I got Eagles winning. Most likely, you know what I'm saying. I think Eagles gonna take this one. Can't
we'll
get
make those.
For.
We'll make that hot prediction next week.
Yeah, we'll make those predictions next week. But let's go on to a little bit of college portal, man. Let's just do a little skim through what's going on. You been doing your research, man?
Not as much. Things are kind of quiet right now.
Yeah.
I've been reading a lot about the Arch Manning era.
Yeah.
Even if it's only a 1-year era, since he's going to be entering his 3rd year right now.
Yeah, I heard. See, I think Arch is the type of person that he might stay 2 years, but I know teams that would get him. That he would be a top pick for next year if he did, just because of.
I could see him deciding, not in a negative way. I think he's smart enough, and the family around him smart enough.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're way smarter.
What I mean by that is, I could see them looking if he's looking at a top 5 pick, they might look at who has a top 5 pick and say, "Man, I don't like it." Granted, every team that's bad is bad, but there's years when a bad team or an okay team has a bad year, things fall apart, injuries happen, and you can have a team. I'll give you an example. If he was eligible for the draft this year, and the Browns had the 1st round pick, even though I hate the Browns, they actually have some talent on their roster with Myles Garrett. So if I'm a Arch Manning and the Browns have the 1st pick and they're going to take me, figure out how to unload Deshaun Watson, I might go there because they have some talent on their defense. They have some players on that team. On the flip side of that, the Giants, not so much, even though there might be some connection because of Eli being there. But next year,
that would be interesting.
You got to figure the Giants are going to take a quarterback, and the question is, do the Browns take a quarterback this year? So I think a lot depends on.
Come down. It could come down to that. I think he's gonna ball out
Who's
regardless, though. He gonna ball out regardless. Yeah. That's not anything that we got to talk about. I feel like he gonna ball out. That boy, he's got talent. You know what I mean?
No, he's definitely got talent.
Yeah.
No, he's got talent. I think a lot will depend on with him how well he plays for himself, how much he enjoys it. I don't think getting to the NFL matters as much now with NIL money. You know what I mean? If he has a hell of a year, he's at UT, he's going to get a huge NIL check.
Yeah, he will.
As much or similar to or more than he would get as a rookie in the NFL. Yeah. So I think it's going to be an interesting year. They're already talking about Ohio State, Texas, the same teams way too early preseason.
Oh, yeah.
Nebraska, on the Nebraska note, we're not doing a traditional spring game.
Yeah, I just saw that.
I think you're going to start seeing more and more.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I think you're going to see. I've heard a couple different things. I think a lot of teams don't want to showcase young players because I feel like if you're a good team or any team and you have a couple freshmen come in that play really well, but they know they're going to be behind a junior or senior, they just put tape in for a spring game for another team that needs a receiver, needs a linebacker, needs a corner, and you just gave them tape, and all of a sudden somebody's on the phone with them. Hey, freshman, I saw you played really well, and I see you're not beating out
Such and
XYZ player.
Yeah. XYZ.
Yeah.
OJ versus New. No,
You ain't beating out the old head over there. You ain't beating out the old head. So we got to need a corner.
You a new gen.
Yeah. So we got to need a corner. I saw your spring tape. Portal's about to open up post spring, so I think you're going to see teams trying to keep things closer to the vest.
Yeah.
To try to keep the off season
less portal
under
transfers.
wraps. Yes, because you don't want to come out of the spring think you got this roster, then all of a sudden, I think you'll rotate players more. I don't think they want to do ones versus twos because now all of a sudden somebody's ego's hurt because he's number two. I think coaches are going to try to mitigate that by keeping things on as vanilla as possible and rotating players as much as possible to stroke egos. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see, man.
We'll see.
But let's head on to let's just head on to big boy NBA.
NBA.
Where should we start? Free agency or should we start with the trade deadline?
Whatever you want. Free agency and the deadline, and then we'll go on to the All-Star game.
All right, man. So deadline's coming up. We thinking Jimmy Butler's going? Are they shipping him off?
Butler's gone.
Butler's gone.
The Butler did it.
The Butler did it.
So, what about everything I've been reading
is
I've heard some rumors about De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
I hope they don't do it.
You don't.
I don't want them to do
it. You don't want De'Aaron Fox?
Not right now. Not right now.
You don't want De'Aaron Fox?
Not right now. Strategy. The long game.
Why would you not want De'Aaron Fox, bro? What?
Okay. Let me throw something out to you. Can I break this down for you? Let's throw
is the
some
dimension
scenarios.
in your head making you forget how good he is?
Oh, I know he's amazing. I don't want him right now.
What, you want him when he's 35?
What does he do for the team right now? What does he do for the team right now?
What does he do to the team?
This season. I'm talking about this. In
cares?
July, I'll take him.
Okay. You want to know? No, you really want to know?
I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Come on.
He's going to bring chemistry. So for next season, you'll have built chemistry. Or do you want to trade him in the offseason and then build chemistry and build it up in the season? Or do you want him just trade for him now, build up chemistry for next season so they can make a run? Are you
Let me break this down.
Or do you not want your team to win?
Gap guy. All right. So, I'm a big Marvels guy, right? You know that, right? Obviously, we all know our family's Marvels people. So remember, what if, right? What if the Spurs get De'Aaron Fox and they win enough to get the number 7 or 8 seed? Okay. Now, can I give you two scenarios? Two scenarios. One, they don't trade for him. Nobody ends up trading for him, and he's still available in the summer.
Did you not just hear what
now
I said?
You trade. What?
You didn't listen to a dang word I just said, did you?
I zoned you out. Huh? All right.
If you look, I'll do this in a way for you to understand it.
You talk slowly for me.
If you trade De'Aaron Fox now, Spurs build chemistry.
Teach you so much.
Birds, you hear me? The Spurs will build chemistry for next season. Did you
I'm
get
in it for
that?
the long game. I'm in it for the long game, my man. Long game.
Guess what? Wembenyama is not for the long
What do you?
game, bro. I mean, like,
We were talking about not wanting De'Aaron Fox now.
why would you not want De'Aaron Fox though, man? Wemby is ready.
Wimby, but the team ain't ready. I want the highest picks possible this year with the loaded draft. And the Hawks are starting to drop because Jalen Johnson's out. We could very well have a shot. We could have Atlanta's pick and our pick that could be a lottery. If one of those two picks drops into the top three, we'll get Cooper Flagg, Harper, or Bailey. Yeah. One of those three. Then in the off season, you make a move. I think you got to be patient. Wemby's young.
Wemby's young, yet he's average. He's about to win Defensive Player of the Year. So is he really too young right now?
Yes,
averaging 25 points, 10 rebounds, or 11 rebounds and 4 blocks.
I'm just saying I don't want him right now. I'll take him in the offseason.
You can win, bro. You can win with him right now.
Win a championship this year.
What?
That's not going to happen.
I said next year you can win.
If I'm the Spurs, I tell De'Aaron Fox's people, decline a trade and we'll talk in the summer. If you want to come here, we want to wait till the summer. You get through this draft and don't use up the draft capital in this class. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair.
Through backdoor channels, you tell them, say, hey,
fair.
Don't get yourself traded. We'll come get you in July. We'll save you from Sacramento in July. But we don't want to give it because we want to have a roster ready and waiting for you in July. That's it.
Fair. That's fair.
Fair. All right. So there's 5 guys I've been reading that are on the potential trade block. De'Aaron Fox, Jimmy Butler. I saw 5 destinations for Jimmy Butler. 3 of them make no sense. 3 of them are in condemned houses. Jimmy Butler's destinations. They've talked about the Suns.
Where do you
the
think
Mavericks.
Jimmy Butler's going, man?
It depends if he's dumb or is he smart. If he's dumb, he goes to the Suns, to the Lakers, or the Warriors. And he's with a team that's like
I don't want him.
If he's smart, there's only 2 destinations that are smart for Jimmy Butler. And that's
he need to go to the Mavs.
The Mavericks is like 1A, 1B, 1C. If they could get Jimmy Butler I would make the Mavericks the championship favorite.
Who would they have to give up though? They cannot. I ain't gonna lie. They cannot give up like a player like Derek Lively though. Can't
no way you do it. You have to give up capital and some scrub. The reality is Jimmy Butler's. I think his value right now, because of what I think he's doing this on purpose. I think he's shooting himself in the leg. Everybody's mad at him, and I think he's doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
To lower his value. So the Heat, I think he wants to go somewhere and win. And by acting a fool, he lowers his value so the Heat just have to unload him for very little.
Yeah.
Very little. If I'm him, my only true destination is the Mavs. He gives them what they miss. You get a man, they're a loaded roster.
You get a man. You get a man.
Well, you get a physical guy, toughness, grit. You got plenty of scoring, man. You can score in bunches. But now you have somebody that just gives you that kind of veteran. He's just a different dude.
Yeah.
He's just a different dude. And now you have depth because you can rotate him, Clay, Luka. Like you have at your 1, 2, and 3, you have lots of rotational options.
Yeah.
But I'm hearing others that besides those 2, there's Zach LaVine is a trade candidate, which I hope the Bulls don't trade him because the Spurs have their pick that's top 10 protected. If they trade LaVine, they're automatically going to be in the top 10. So I want them not to trade. Miles Turner might be available.
Miles Turner
now
would be a good one.
Now, there's a player, if I'm the Spurs, I'd like to look at.
That's a player. So if I'm the Warriors, I would go for.
Oh, 100%. And then Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram looks like they're looking to trade him. I think he'd be a good fit. If I'm Milwaukee, if I'm Brandon Ingram, I want to go to a winner, man. If I'm a player getting traded, I'm not trying to go. There's 4 teams right now that their homes are about to be condemned.
Yeah.
And that's the Suns, the Lakers, the Warriors, and the Sixers. And they're all old.
I mean, the Warriors, man. We can still do something, man. You feel me? As long as you got Curry on your team. As long as you got, I'm saying the Lakers too. As long as you got Curry and LeBron.
No. If your goal is to win a championship,
yeah, you're telling me. You're telling me if you don't have Curry, LeBron on your team, you're not going for a championship. You know what you're telling me?
That's what I'm telling you.
You're out of your mind.
Not only is that window closed, it's boarded up. There's plywood over the window. The weeds are overgrown in the yard.
Bro, you got
it's all.
But you got your one in a couple of decade generational player as a Spurs fan, and you just feel like you got to talk crazy.
Now, what did you just say? What? Generational who?
Crazy
who?
Really?
The Spurs are a generational organization. We've been there. We had David Robinson. We had Tim Duncan.
Okay, yeah, y'all had it, man. But you talking crazy.
And now we got Wemby.
Exactly. Now you're talking crazy.
Generational picks is what we do. Winning is what we do.
Oh yeah.
That's what we do. We do things.
Oh yeah. Couldn't win as many in the amount of time we did it.
All right, 5 though. 5. Spurs won 5.
Okay, but not in the same amount of time we did ours.
But we won 5.
You know what? We about to win 5. We about to win our 5th one, so it don't even matter.
So, my point is,
at least we're not in the Knicks. At least we're not Knicks fans.
So, here's my thing. Before we go on to the All-Star snubs, I wanted to talk about the new format for the All-Star game. I got an extra hot take for you. You ready for this?
Spicy.
This one's good. See what you think. You might like this. I got a new format for the NBA for the All-Star game. What is our sportscast? Old heads, young heads, right?
Mm-hmm.
Old gen, new gen.
Mm-hmm.
What if the All-Star game wasn't East-West? What if they took the 24 players that were selected, took the 12 oldest and put them on a team, and the 12 youngest and put them on a team? What do you think, man?
I think the
old heads, new heads. You put Durant, LeBron, Curry. You take all the oldest, put James Harden, and every year the age would change based on how old the roster is. It got me thinking about, like, in Texas in football, when they have 6A, big school, little school, right? That changes every year based on your district. One year, the teams that make the playoffs, Lake Travis could be big school. The next year, it might be small school. The same with Westlake. So one year, the cutoff might be 30 years old. The next year, it might be 28. But what you do is you take the 12 oldest players and you call them Team Old Head. And you take the 12 youngest team. I think that would bring excitement because I think the younger players are going to want to take out the old players. And I think the old players are going to want to hold their ground. I think that is the one way that you can get some excitement into the game. Because LeBron and Curry and Durant, man, they ain't wanting Wemby and Shai and all these. Their pride is like, these youngsters are not taking my mail. And you hype it up. You get Shaquille O'Neal out there and Charles Barkley talking smack.
I thought you were about to say get him out there on the court. I was like,
you just get him out there talking smack, firing everybody up. Like, man, LeBron's been saying, young head, Wemby, you ain't it. Just stay in the background because LeBron said you're not ready yet. 3 or 4 years, young pup, and you can play. And then you can go back the other way and you can take Kevin Durant and say Wemby just said he's going to block your shot about 7 or 8 times. He said you're washed up. You ain't got nothing yet, Durant. Go ahead and stay home. Oh, James Harden, Curry. Shai said he's going to cook you. He said your time in the kitchen is done.
That's crazy.
And then Curry, then you go tell Shai. Curry just said he's forgotten more about basketball than you'll ever know. So I don't. What do you guys got? Fired, man. I'm telling you
That would
to
be cool,
fix.
though. That's some trash.
That would
That's,
be
some,
cool.
that's not
What do you
some good
think?
trash talk, but the idea is definitely there.
Yeah, the idea is good.
Yeah,
What do you think? I want feedback on this. We need to get this out there for next year for 2026.
2026. Old gen versus new gen basketball. Basketball all-star game.
Hey, they can have us out there. You can be hyping up the young players. I'll hype up the old players.
All right. We'll
There
be the
you go.
coaches. We'll be the coaches.
We'll be the honorary coaches hyping it up, talking smack on the sideline.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, let's get to this.
Let's
Let's get to the rosters, man.
Let's get to
the rosters. So everybody talks about the snubs. So you can't tell a player is snubbed without saying who you yanking. That's a cop out. I've already got my list of who I think should have made the team.
I'm already knowing. LaMelo Ball should have made it, and not Tyler Hero.
That's yours. I got the same thing, and I'm wondering how Tyrese Maxey didn't make the team. Maxey's balling out, man. Maxey's balling out. You know what bus he's driving? He's driving a senior citizen bus. He's at an old folks home with Joel Embiid and Paul George. And he's like the young guy driving the whole bus.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, Maxey's what, like number 3 or 4 in points per game right now.
Yes. Yeah. And his whole roster is like got a foot into retirement. Embiid ain't old, but he's old.
He's an
I don't know if you heard.
Center.
Well, just in general, man. He's so beat up and misses so many games that Kawhi Leonard said, "Bro, you got to play a little more, man. You got to show up and play." And that's coming from Kawhi Leonard. He said, "Embiid, man, do something."
That process, bro. Are they still trusting the process over there?
The process. I don't know. Oh my God.
Hopefully the Eagles can win it for him, man.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, the 76ers aren't going to bring it back to Philly.
No. If I'm the Sixers, I see if I can sucker somebody into taking Embiid, man. Am I lying?
Wild. Yeah.
You got to.
Honestly, I bet the Warriors would do it. Maybe finally get a center and it's Embiid.
The Lakers. With the Lakers.
Oh yeah, the Lakers need a center.
But then they don't have anybody to send back. At least
Austin Reeves.
At least if you're the Warriors, you could say I'm going to take the potential of Kuminga and a high draft pick or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Wiggins for the contracts.
Yeah, Wiggins for the contract. Then maybe you unload it and you pick up Kuminga and some. But man, the Lakers, what are you gonna? Who's their third dude?
Just give him LeBron. I'm just kidding. LeBron.
So anyway, Siakam, I understand. The league is so guard centric right now.
Oh, Siakam. Why is Siakam there?
Because they need somebody over 6'8". They need another guy. There's no way Siakam's better than Max.
LaMelo Ball's like 6'7".
Or Trae Young.
Like LaMelo Ball's like 6'7".
Yeah, but he's a guard.
Okay.
He ain't a big.
Shit. He'd be better to watch than. Let's be
the
honest, bro. Are bigs even?
Especially
when
in an
have bigs
All-Star
ever really been entertaining in an All-Star game besides like?
Other than
besides
like
like
Giannis, you know.
Yeah, bro. Besides like back in the day, but now.
How did James Harden make it over Kyrie? No disrespect to James Harden, love the beard, but man, Kyrie's been balling, man.
No, yeah, they need to put some. I think the NBA just hates Kyrie.
I think the NBA just hates Kyrie
for no reason, bro. Just because he speaks his mind. It's crazy. They will never make me hate you, Kyrie Irving. They will never make me hate you.
I don't think there's a player in the league that I don't know. The Kyrie hate by the league is strong.
It's strong and it's
I get
real.
I get John Morant not making it. He was hurt. Luka was hurt, but Kyrie's been carrying the load for the Mavs. Um, and when you're talking about the All Star game,
Yeah.
there is not a more exciting player like Kyrie in the
Yeah,
open
let's
court.
like really. We're talking about an All-Star game, bro. Like,
Like in
yes,
the open court, Kyrie's probably one of the 3 or 4 most exciting players in the history of the game with the ball in his hands. What he can do,
yeah.
and I've
It's
and
not like
I've
we're
never
talking
been
about. It's not like we're talking about Houston James Harden. No,
no
no.
no. That's why I think it would be fun. I think this year would have been a fun year to have the age thing because you'd have Ant, Shy, Sengun. You'd have some really good young players. Uh, I don't know. I'd have to break the numbers down. Of course, Durant, LeBron, Curry. There'd probably be some mid-age guys like Giannis that might be on the old head team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Uh,
Giannis on there would be crazy.
but then you'd have Wimby, Sengun. I guess I'd have to look at the ages of Cat. It kind of depend on where everything broke down, but it'd be fun. We need to start the
Or
movement
just
of the old.
maybe not even how old they are, but how many years they've been in the league.
Yeah. So they could figure out a way to make it competitive. But I think that the age or years in the league makes it fun because every old guy doesn't want to give that throne to the young guy. That would make it competitive. Curry ain't going to want to give it to Shaq. That to me, that's one of the most perfect analogies right there. Is 2 point guards that he doesn't want to hand the torch over. At some point, Joker's not going to want to hand the torch over to Wemby, right?
Yeah,
Um,
he's only got that's kind of closing in pretty fast.
yeah. So, but I'll be curious how the format plays out with the tournament of 6 players. That may be fun. We'll just kind of see how that works.
Yeah.
Personally, I like my idea better. But then again, I think I'm more of a visionary than the
I will
NBA.
say I do think Ant should have started over Curry. I will say that.
Yeah.
I don't think this has been Curry's like one of his like
No,
years. You know what I mean?
I think the NBA is holding on to the vets as long as they can. You know what I mean?
Which makes sense. Though I mean, look at. I mean, honestly, if it's for like the reason of what they've done for the NBA, then I get it. You know what I mean?
But I think at a certain point, the NBA has got to start promoting their younger players, or they're going to be in a world of hurt. And Shy's already earned it. Ant's already earned it, right?
Yeah.
Kyrie's earned it. The NBA just hates Kyrie, man. They hate Kyrie. Free Kyrie.
Kyrie ain't on the young side no more either.
But yeah, but he's like that middle-aged guy. You know what I mean? He's not him, Joker, Karl Anthony Towns. They're kind of that mid. That's what I'm talking about. I would have had to break the ages down to see where they fall.
Kyrie's
You know?
32.
Oh, he's definitely on the old head team then. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is Cat?
Karl Anthony Towns.
What is that? 29?
He's 29.
29? Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
But hey, man.
so make your prediction.
What?
Let's make 2 free agent calls right now.
Okay.
Where do you think Jimmy Butler ends up?
I think where I think he should or where I think he
No,
will.
where do you think when we talk next week? Where is Jimmy Butler?
He's gonna be on the Suns.
That's what I was about to say. I think he's going to do something stupid and go to the Suns.
Nah, he's gonna be on the Suns for sure.
Yeah.
100%. He's gonna be on the Suns. Yeah.
Okay.
Where I think he should go, Dallas or Milwaukee.
Oh, everybody knows he should go to Dallas or Milwaukee.
I don't think the Warriors are gonna do it. And I don't think the
I
Lakers. I don't
hope
think
they
Lakers
don't.
have anything to do it.
To what?
I don't think the Lakers have anybody to do it.
If the Warriors do it, the only thing that they would be giving up is Wiggins. And I think the only advantage they get out of it is maybe. And see, I don't think Jimmy Butler fits Kerr's system either.
He doesn't.
Um, I think the only reason they do it is to try to get an expiring contract and rebuild. You're not going to win that much more with Jimmy Butler. He doesn't give you much more scoring. He gives you some better defense, maybe more consistency because Wiggins is up and down.
Yeah.
I don't know if you think he can mentor Kuminga into being a mini version of, junior version of him somehow.
But yeah.
And then,
regardless, I think he's going to the Suns though. I think that
for whatever reason,
I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
I just don't think the Suns have the depth. So one shout out, man. Durant's still balling out. Durant is still balling out.
no, he's still balling, but and so was Devin Booker. I say they're both still balling, but
They're not winning the way they should.
they just. I
They
mean,
need more
they're
depth.
low key. They KD and D Book. I'm not saying like age wise. I'm just saying like how they're like their stats wise and everything. They're playing like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, where it's just them.
Much just them. Yes.
It's just them.
Yes. And the rest of the team somewhere in the background.
Yeah. The rest of the
It's
team
like a
is
video
giving
game where you guys have a face and everybody else is just faceless.
They're together. They're putting up like they're putting up damn near 60 together right now. But their team is letting up over 100.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
do you think De'Aaron Fox is still in Sacramento, or do you think he gets moved?
I think he's still gonna be there.
I think so too. I think they're going to be asking too much.
Yeah, I mean
And,
he's balling right now. Like his
Yeah.
price is probably way too high.
Yeah, I think if I'm De'Aaron Fox, and supposedly they keep saying he wants to go to the Spurs. If I'm him, I make sure if I don't go to the Spurs, I keep trying to drive the price down by being stubborn to go somewhere else, and make sure a team knows I'm not signing a long-term deal and you're going to have to trade me later.
Yeah.
Because if the Spurs can wait till the offseason to trade for him and not give up a pick in this year where they could have 2 or 3 picks, the main reason is I don't want them to win a few extra games and lose a high pick in a loaded draft. I don't think next year's draft is nearly as deep. Now you can start.
No, I know what you mean. No, I know what you're saying, but yeah.
Well, I want him next year. Now you can move Castle to shooting guard. You could trade Vassell and whoever else you want to trade. If you could get a top 3 pick in this year's draft, and think about this: if you get a top 3 pick in the draft and De'Aaron Fox in the offseason, and another, if you have 2 picks that are high,
Yeah.
and one is top 3,
Yeah.
and De'Aaron Fox in the offseason, you're all of a sudden a championship
balling.
contender. You are a championship contender.
100%.
So I'm just saying.
But
Spurs, listen to Gary. Listen
Warriors,
to OTG.
you know what we need to do, man.
Reboot.
Nah. Just go get some players in free agency. Go get a center. Go get a shooter. We're gonna run this thing back next year.
What if you win that? Well, you could win the lottery and get Cooper Flag, man.
If we get Cooper Flag, we running it back. We going.
I tell you what, you get Cooper
One
Flag.
last
If
run
you get Cooper Flag, now you can make the move in the offseason
for Jimmy Butler.
or another scorer. Or big. Actually, I take it back. You get Cooper Flag, man, 100%. 100% you move off Kuminga or Wiggins or both, and you go get a big. Then you go get Miles Turner.
Or not Miles. I would say we should try to get Nas Reed.
Yeah. Well, Turner's a free agent.
That's
You
true.
do a sign and trade. You do a sign and trade with Wiggins and make a move. You know.
Yeah.
Now you could have a starting lineup with.
I'd trade Kuminga and picks for Nas Reed.
But you're going to have to get rid of Wiggins for his contract.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're going to bring somebody in, so we'll see. A lot's going to depend. This is a loaded draft. Whoever gets the top 3 picks, I think we have 3 really good. Obviously, Cooper Flag, man. I've been watching him. His game is developing crazy
That boy,
fast.
Yeah.
Crazy fast. People were talking noise about him not scoring enough. Man,
No, he's
that
gonna be
dude,
tough. No, he's gonna be really tough.
he's twitchy, bouncy, smart, unselfish. Um, but this is a loaded class. I think you're going to have 5 or 6 really good players come out of this. You're going to have your top 3, but from 4 through 15, there's going to be 2 or 3 really good guys that nobody knows how good they are until a couple years from now.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be some De'Aaron Foxes. There's going to be some Tyrese Halliburtons in this class. That's why I don't want to give up picks in this draft, because sitting at 12, you could get a guy at 12 that ends up being the second best player in the draft down the road. You could get an all-star. You could get an all-star at 10, 11, 12, 13 in this draft. So I want to be patient.
Just be patient. Yeah, I understand that.
Not
I
my
get
thing.
it. Yeah, but I get it though. I just thought for like, if you got De'Aaron Fox now, you can build chemistry with him. You know what I mean? That's all I was trying to say. You could make a run with Wemby and De'Aaron Fox now if you went and got somebody else in the offseason.
Well, we'll see. I want to be paid. I want those picks this year.
No, I get it.
This is a foundational building draft for the Spurs.
I was like, De'Aaron Fox is, he definitely a top player in the league.
He's definitely a top player.
So I was like, if you can get him, I'd get him whenever you can. If he's available, I'd get him. You know what I mean? If you can make the trade now, I'd get him. If you can get him,
and just sit the rest of the year.
What?
Sit out the rest of the year.
That's crazy.
All right,
man. I think this was a good little segment, though, man. You got anything else to add?
All I gotta say is, oh, by the way, the Senior Bowl was uneventful today.
Oh yeah.
It was. I tried to watch a bit of it, but it was uneventful. None of the quarterbacks looked amazing. Steelers can't find anybody there.
Damn.
So.
Damn.
We'll see.
So hate on everybody. Damn. All right.
It's all good.
All right.
That's what old heads do, man.
I saw some good competition. Kudos to those kids, man. They gonna make it.
No, they have. I'm just talking about the quarterbacks. I'm talking about the quarterbacks for the Steelers. Giants, Cowboys, take whoever you want. Steelers, I want better.
Steelers, yeah, we want better. All right, we want better. All right. You know, XYZ, Z, baby. You feel me? We out.